Welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter, your home for all things relating to smart home technology. In this episode, we're going to talk about using the Cree Connected Max bulb as a basic weather monitor. Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and we're going to be working on this together. This content is also available as an Amazon Flash Briefing or podcast. Please go to techbiteswithronnutter.com for more information. For any items mentioned in this episode, there are affiliate links in the description. If you click on these links, I will get a small commission, but that won't affect the price you pay for the item. If you want to get notified when new content is uploaded, please click on subscribe and enable notifications. Now today we're going to be talking about using the Cree Connected Max bulb as a basic weather monitor. Now let me set the stage for what basic is. This is basically you're going to have a color indication for some weather conditions. It may not be to the second, it may be several minutes behind. So just keep that in mind. This is meant to be just kind of a poor man's weather station that you can keep track of what's going on. And then there's a function that will show setting up the end of the day for clearing the bulb so that it's not running all night with an indication that may not be valid. So first we'll look at the initial setup of the Cree Connected Max. Then we'll look at monitoring for temperatures above a certain level. Then we'll look at setting up for rain. Then for high wind, and then going for monitoring for clear sky. And I couldn't find a better way to indicate, say at a certain time, we don't care that it's high wind or if it's raining or whatever. Say like when you get ready to go to bed, to just turn the light off at that point. So that's kind of the thought process on that one. This is a single bulb system. You could expand it to multiple bulbs, so you'd have a dedicated bulb for high temperature, dedicated bulb for rain. It's wherever you are the most concerned about making sure you know when there's a situation out there that warrants your attention. This time we're going to be talking about the Cree Connected Max smart home bulb. And before you should say, oh, but it's just another smart bulb. My response is, yeah, but it's got a different feature that we're going to talk about that I've not seen in any of the others. And that's being able to take input and turn it around to something that you can use, as far as if the temperature gets above a certain point, if the wind's blowing too hard, if it's raining and you're not to where you can hear that it's raining outside, especially if you've got a pet that needs to go outside periodically. I'd rather find out before I go near the door and have to convince somebody they need to go on out when it's raining and they don't want to go out. So that's one of the things that you can do with the Cree. And you can see from their website, it is, a very versatile piece. It works with Alexa. It works with Google. It will work with Siri shortcuts. And so there's apps on both the Apple and Google stores. It can do things like follow the sun so that it adjusts the temperature of the bulb to match what the color temperature is outside. Initially sets up using Bluetooth, and then we'll switch over to Wi-Fi when you are in a production situation. It's a tunable white, so you can get pretty much any shade you want, and it's a color bulb as well. And you can control it, like I said, with the voice assistants and the schedules. That's where the secret sauce that we're going to be talking about this time comes from. And that's what will let us tie and take the weather information and turn it into something that you can use another way. For the purposes of this point in the video, I'm going to assume you've already gotten the Cree Max client installed and you've gotten at least one bulb up and running. My thought process is going to be, I'm going to do just the single bulb doing this. Even though I may have other Cree bulbs up and running, I don't want the whole house triggering. I want one that's going to be just solely for color, and solely for weather indications. And since it's possible that more than one weather indication may happen, I may change this to where it's can trigger more than one thing, because it's not going to alternate between colors. Once one event sets it up, say like temperature, and then rain comes through, the rain one will wipe out the weather. So I will wipe out the heat. So that's why it may take more than one bulb. But that is up to you how you want to pursue with it. So we'll tap on schedule. And you already see here's like temperature level, and then rain, cloudy, wind speed. Each of those will trigger on a specific weather event and then turn the bulb on. All clear is so that at the end of the day, when I'm through being concerned about the weather, that it turns the light off. So let's get the process started here. We'll tap on plus, tap on weather changes, temperature, and we'll click greater than, and then we'll come up here if I can get my finger to drag on the right piece. And if you want to trigger at 95, you actually, I'll set it to 94. Now, yes, you can set the equals, but if the weather part, if the temperature or whatever you're monitoring goes past a certain level, greater than will be kind of a catch-all to let you go ahead and get the notification. So we'll tap on next, and then we will tap on control single device, and we'll tap on the bulb. We will say on, and then we will tap on color light, which I'm going to be, for temperature, I want to be red. And you can pick whatever you want to. I'm going to drop it down to 10%, if I can get it. When you get big fingers, it's kind of hard to get it to where you want to be. So let's try one more time here. And okay, 9% is close enough. Okay, we'll tap on save, tap next, and we scroll up here. Now, validity scope, this is where you can do a little bit of fine tuning with it. And we're going to say when any conditions met, okay, that's fine. And all day, that means literally 24 hours a day. I'm only concerned about heat situations from sunrise to sunset. So we'll tap on that one. And how to repeat, now I want that every day. Now, you may only want it certain days. That's your decision. We'll tap done. Effective period, daytime. Okay, done. And then we'll tap save. And then we will give it a name. We'll just call it test for right now. Automated graded. Okay, yes, we want to start using it. Now, why you would have it not use it, but that's fine. So that's how you will set that up. And that's working on just the weather. Each one's going to be a little bit different. Okay, now we're going to set up for monitoring rain. And you see that's one of the ones that I've already got set up. So we'll tap on plus. When weather changes, we will go weather, rainy. Then we'll go down here to control a single device. We'll tap the bulb we've got. We'll go ahead and turn on the bulb. And then I want to be blue. Well, blue for water. There is a method to the madness, and we'll drop the brightness down to 10%. We'll tap save. Next. All right. We've got that. And validity scope. Again, I don't really care about rain during the night. That's my current thought process. So we'll just say sunrise to sunset, and we've got it repeating every day. Click on done. Okay, we don't really have anything more to do here. And the more settings is really not going to just as executed by cloud. So that's, I don't really know what, at least at this point, there's nothing more to change. So we'll tap save, and we'll call this rain 1 since I already have one. And then, no, we'll say we don't want to start using it. And see what happens is it's coming up disabled. And just to make that one to where it runs, then, okay, that's fine. You just tap the little button there and it will go right on forward. So you're set, ready to go for monitoring rain. This time we're going to set up for watching for high wind conditions. So we'll just go up here and tap the plus, when weather changes, wind speed, And we'll say for greater than 10 miles an hour. And then click done. Next. Now with this one, I wanted a little bit different color and keeping track with what I've been doing with the other settings. When begins with a W, what color begins with W? White. So what we'll do is we'll go through here and control a single device color, and we'll say white light. And then we'll knock down the brightness to 10%. Timer we're not going to worry about. Click next, and then validity scope, we're going to make that be daytime, because that's when I'm most concerned about this. And then we'll tap done. We don't really need to do anything with more settings, because at this point there's nothing down there we can really change. So we'll click save, and we'll call this Wind 1. And no, we're not going to use automation to start with. So you can see what it takes to set up the different ones, and it's really pretty straightforward. Well, now the last thing we need to do is to make sure that at the end of the day, if any alert hasn't gotten cleared on the phone, then we'll just need to make sure that we got it turned off so that you don't have a bulb staying on all night. So we'll tap plus. When weather changes, weather, sunny, next. And then we will go down here to control single device, bulb, and we'll go on off, and we'll send off. And then next. And we've already got we've already got a ability scope, and I'm always double checking settings. And we'll go save, and we'll call this clear 1. Now, and then we'll say no for not using automation, because this is a temporary one that we set up. What I've seen happen is most of the time, say if you've told the weather, to watch for temperature above 94, once it drops below that, it should turn off. Keyword is should. And that's why at the end of the day, I will have a routine or an automation that turns off the bulb so it's not running all night. That's just my thought process. Now, the other thing to look at is prioritizing, and let me clear this one setting here, is prioritizing what you think is the most important to be notified on first, and this is assuming a single bulb. So we'll tap the 3 dots and then go manage. So if you by dragging the 3 bars, you can sit there and go tap on that and then bring up here. So you can prioritize that. So as far as which one's going to trigger first. And that's where I may have more than one bulb set up, so each one is a certain criteria. And that's just my main concern, that right now I can watch for mainly a single condition. If it's more than one, then one may overwrite the other, so you don't really know the other one's there. So we'll tap on done. Now there is an option, if we go down here to logs, you can see what's been running through. So if you don't think you've gotten something alerted, you can go through the logs, and then you can also go through as a part of the notification process, and we'll tap on the plus, and then we can do send notification, message center. So that's another way to handle it. There are some decisions you're going to have to walk through this. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's what's going to work best for you. But this is something that I thought was a unique case of basically you're using a otherwise unutilized or underutilized bulb, and this way it can do more than just illuminate an area. It's not going to always be in real time, as far as it may start raining and it may take several minutes before you get that notification that it's raining. So please manage expectations that, again, for a bulb that's single one may be barely $10, there's only so much in real time that it's going to be able to exact match with the weather. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see videos on the screen that are similar to the one you've just watched or other content that YouTube thinks you might be interested in. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on the like button, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe and enable notifications. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.